This country hides the most powerful bunkers on the planet. Tunnels carved deep inside mountains, capable of surviving a direct nuclear strike. Bridges that have been wired with explosives for decades. Cities where every single house has a fallout shelter beneath it. And an army where every man keeps a military assault rifle in his closet. All of this is Switzerland. And here is the question we will be answering in this video. Why is Switzerland the most dangerous country in the world? Not the most aggressive, not the largest, specifically the most dangerous. It's as if someone took a perfect postcard, mountains, lakes, watches, and bank sand, turned it into an impenetrable fortress. Right now, we are going to places you have never heard of in your life. We'll stand at the entrance of a sanctuary buried deep within the Alps. We'll descend into a subterranean headquarters built at the height of the Cold War. We'll climb into a secret bunker disguised as a common mountain chalet. And we will understand why this territory has been impossible to capture for anyone who tried to break it throughout 7,000 years of history. Let's go. Switzerland, a tiny nation in the very heart of Europe. Only 41,000 square kilometers. But it's not about the size. It's about the fact that within this area lies a massive military mechanism, and it functions with absolute precision. While you are watching this video, somewhere in the canton of Graubünden, an engineer is checking the explosives in a viaduct support. And just a few miles away, inside the Alpine cliffs, heavy artillery hatches are sliding open. Here, the air doesn't smell like cheese, it smells like gunpowder and reinforced concrete. This is not an exaggeration, it is a defense strategy that exists thanks to three things: the Jura Mountains to the north, the High Alps to the south, and the Central Plateau, which is wired with traps like a giant mine corridor. Let's break it down. Redoute, translated from French as refuge. There is something terrifying in the name itself. It's as if an entire nation refuses to surrender without total self-destruct. This is the defense doctrine in the central part of the Alps. About 300,000 objects of absolute protection. No cracks, no weaknesses, no chance at all. Even radiation cannot penetrate some parts of these bunkers. Military experts call these places total control zones. Territories where an enemy, in principle, cannot advance. In 2005, the country officially confirmed it could shelter 114% of its population. This is a world record, the only nation on Earth that is fully prepared for a nuclear apocalypse. For comparison, at 65 degrees, the protein in your body begins to denature. You would literally be cooked alive. On the edges of this dead desert, on the edges of this massive fortress stand peaceful cities. These are unique systems. Giant labyrinths of steel and granite that humans and nature have been forming for decades. Some reach depths of hundreds of meters. These structures are not just concrete boxes. They are autonomous cities. Their own power plants, air filtration systems, and food supplies for years to come. Inside some of these mountains, entire hangars for fighter jets are hidden, capable of taking off directly from sections of ordinary highways. While tourists are taking photos of cows in the meadows, just a few hundred meters beneath their feet, thousands of soldiers are on combat duty. This is the true Swiss neutrality, a peace that rests on the readiness for the total destruction of anyone who crosses the line. But the most terrifying part of this strategy is the National Redoubt, a plan where, in the event of an invasion, the army abandons the cities and retreats deep into the Alps. They are prepared to blow up every bridge, every tunnel, and every road leading into the mountains. The country literally turns into an island surrounded by fire and debris. And these aren't old blueprints from the Cold War. This is a reality maintained in working order right now, in 2026. Why does it work? Because the cost of capturing this territory will always be higher than any possible benefit. Hitler called Switzerland a pimple on the face of Europe, but he never dared to step on it. He knew his tanks would get stuck in narrow gorges under the fire of hidden guns that cannot be destroyed from the air. It is the perfect trap, created by nature and perfected by human fear. Today, as the world becomes unstable once again, the Swiss model no longer seems like paranoia, but like a brilliant foresight. While other nations were cutting defense budgets, they continued to drill into the granite. And now, looking at these quiet mountain villages, you will never see them as just a beautiful landscape again. You will see the most protected fortress in human history.